guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm sitting on my bed. I have my Namaste in bed shirt, and I am going to give you guys a list of some Netflix shows to binge on. Now that fall is pretty much here, I think it's time to kind of snuggle up next to your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your cat or your dog, whatever you want, and just watch some good Netflix shows. I feel like summer, I don't really watch that much Netflix because there's either like summer premieres on TV or we're out and about doing stuff and traveling. So I have a list of 10 shows on Netflix you have to binge watch, but you probably didn't think of these shows. You might have if you're like me and definitely thought of them, but it's a list of shows that I watch, and I watch a lot of different shows. They're good and they're really, really good, but I don't watch shows like Shameless or Orange is the New Black or things like that. I have, and I just think they're a little overrated. So this is a list of 10 shows that you probably didn't think to binge watch. So number 1 is My Name Is Earl, and Riley and I started this a couple of months ago and we got hooked. We watched all 3. There's either 3 or 4 seasons, and we watched all of them within like 3 weeks. They're so funny and it's so easy to watch, but you kind of get invested in the characters and their goofiness, and we quote that show all the time now. We've seen all of the episodes at least twice now. Like, it was that funny, and we just sort of stumbled across it one day. We had no intention to start a new show, but we clicked on it one day and we're hooked. So that is a really good comedy one to watch. It's hilarious. Then if you are a Southern girl or a wannabe Southern girl like me, then Heart of Dixie is definitely the show for you. I know this got a lot of talk a couple of years ago, but now time has passed a little bit and I think people have forgotten about it, and it's such a good show. It's so well written and there's drama, but not too much drama where you get anxiety. It's just good drama. It's funny, it's fun, but it also has enough relationship and work drama that you're like, okay, like, I feel fine. I like this show. It's so good, and if you love the South, want to live in the South, or you're anything like me, then this will be hands down your favorite show ever. The next one might be a little bit more common, but it is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. My mom and I watched that show when it very first came out, and we've been watching them again until the next one came out, and then those two, and then the next one, and watching all of those. And it is hilarious. I love Titus and I love Kimmy, and I think it's just such a funny, lighthearted show. It started out a little bit like it wasn't gonna be lighthearted and it was gonna have some darker turns, but as the seasons go on, it's so funny and it's lighthearted and it's easy to watch. And I like those shows because then I watch shows like Heart of Dixie or Grey's Anatomy where it's a little bit deeper and you do get invested into these characters, whereas with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, it's just fun to watch and you want to know what happens, but it's okay, like, it's just easy. The next one Riley actually put on this list, and it's Arrow. We've been watching that since we were in high school and we love it. It's a really good action kind of sci-fi show about superheroes, but it's really good. If I had to describe it, I could totally be wrong, but in my opinion, it's kind of like Batman, like a little bit, just a little bit. Like the city setting and the kind of drama that goes on is a little bit like Batman, but he is super cute. The main guy, whew. And it's just a really good storyline and show, and there's a lot of action. Sometimes I find it a little bit scary, but I'm pansy and I get scared about everything. Riley absolutely loves it and binge watches it. Number 6 is The Last Man Standing. I absolutely love this show, and I'm so sad that they canceled it, but it was a little bit too provoking for some people. It's a very conservative, it's Tim Allen, and he's a very conservative father who's super Republican, not liberal, not anything. Like, he likes what he likes his guns, he likes his country, he likes this, and it's just really funny. He has 3 daughters, so it's kind of a spin-off of Home Improvement where he has 3 sons. In this one he has 3 daughters, and it's really funny, but it did get canceled, which is so sad. But episodes that are on Netflix are so funny, and it's worth the watch. It's a really good family show to watch. Number 7 is Lie to Me, and oh my gosh, I've watched this years ago and just recently watched it again, and I forgot how much I loved it. After I watch shows, I feel like I kind of take on the character, or I like want to be like the character, and I try to read people after I watch the show because I'm like, oh, I can do it. I got this, because he reads your body language and your facial tics and the movements that you make, and he just reads them, and so he knows when people are lying, and he is amazing. So it's such a good show. It's again kind of a crime show, but so good. Number 8 is Bones, and I know Riley would not agree with me on this. He thinks this one is scary, and I don't find it scary. It's such a good show, and the guy who plays Seeley Booth is on my list of like, I love him. Like, he is my favorite, and I love Bones. I think she's so smart, and they're such a great couple to work with. Again, it's another kind of crime show, kind of a comedy, kind of a thriller, mostly like a mystery and a crime show. It's so good and intriguing, and there's so many seasons and episodes. You'll be watching this show for a long time. So if you're looking for something that you want to just have to watch, this is the show for you because it lasts a while. Number 9, oh my gosh. Number 9 is Once Upon a Time, and if anyone asked me what is your favorite TV show, I would hands down say Once Upon a Time. When I very first started watching it on the first season, I was kind of worried that they were gonna make it a little bit too storybooky, and that it was gonna be really hard for them to make all of these storybook characters come to life and all mesh with each other. But now I'm on season 5, I believe is the last season, and it's still just as good as it was in the very beginning. They have meshed everybody together, and everyone's been integrated, and everyone's stories have been given a background, and there's more characters and everything, and it is amazing. It's, oh my gosh, it is a mind-blowing show, and nobody will watch it with me except for my 2 friends, Kelsey and Keisha, and we died over this show. And I'm seriously, right now, like, I was just downstairs watching season 5 on Netflix. Oh my gosh. Or season 6. I think it's season 6. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. That's all I have to say about it. It's so good. Even if you think it's gonna be a little too cheesy, or if it's gonna be just not your liking, if you like anything like storybooks or Disney and crime and mystery and just like a good like show, oh my gosh, please watch Once Upon a Time. You will not regret it if you just give it a legit chance. It's so good. Then number 10 is Good Witch, and I have to admit I've only seen half, almost all of the first season, but I already love it. It's just a show that I like gravitate towards. Anytime I'm super bored or anytime I just don't have anything to do, I always click on it, and I love it. Probably because the main girl is Denise from Army Wives, which I loved that show. And she's just the sweetest and the best, and she's like the mom and the main character and all of it, and it's amazing. I love that show, and it's just, I just gravitate towards watching it if all these other shows I'm just over, or if I've watched too much of it. It's just a good show to watch. It's kind of like a hook, like it's kind of like a cliffhanger show, I feel like, though. Like there's a lot of parts and dramatic pauses that you're like, okay, what's gonna happen next? But it always resolves, and I really like that show, so I'm definitely gonna watch more of it and continue it, but I wanted to put it on this list because I do think that it's really good. Alright, so that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. It's kind of just fun. It is another list video, but like I said in my previous video, I have a ton of videos and lists of things that I want to talk about in film, so I'm just cranking these out, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. I love you all so very much. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe down below for a ton more videos in the future. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!